will receive the accumulated amount, for example, at a certain time of maybe 5 years, for example. Okay, suddenly on the way to the 5 years, the seller did not have enough money to pay for the workers. Therefore, the seller want to have immediate money lah. So in order to have immediate money, the seller couldn't ask the buyer because the buyer did not have money. So the seller will sell the promissory note, for example, to the bank. Okay, so the seller will sell the promissory note to the bank. Seller will sell this promissory note to the bank, and then the bank will give back the money to the seller, but the bank will not give the money to the seller at a same amount that the seller will receive from the buyer. Okay, the bank will give the money to the seller with some discounted amount. So this promissory note is actually an application of the simple interest and simple discount. Okay. So if you see here, but a promissory note, it can be sold several times before its maturity because the seller won't get the money back. Okay, and each buyer discount the maturity value of the note for the time from the date of sale to the maturity date at the appropriate interest rate. Okay, so when someone wants, for example, the bank want to buy the promissory note from the seller, the bank will give the money to the seller based on discounted amount. And then the seller will receive the proceeds of the sale. So this proceeds of the sale is actually the present value. Or the money, the proceeds of the sale is the money that the seller got from the discounted amount. So this proceed is the discounted amount. Okay, so these are the two procedures for discounting the promissory note. The first one is by calculating the maturity value of the note. So the maturity value of the note, this one, how to get this maturity value? So it's the same with how we do the simple interest, which is S is equal to P1 plus RT. Okay, and then after we got the value of S, okay, here, this one, after we got the value of S, now we want to get the proceed, which means we want to get the proceed, the money from the bank. So the proceed is the discounted amount from the bank. So to get this discounted amount, so we have to use the formula of the discounted formula. The one with P is equal to S1 minus DT, right? Please check it again. Okay, now let's look at this question. Have you tried this one? Am I talk too fast? Let me see if there is a chat box here. Okay, is there any questions? Have you tried the exercise or you want to do it first? So if there is no questions, ada soalan tak? I tak boleh nampak lah you all punya chat box ni. Tak tahu macam mana nak chat box ni. Ada question tak? No. Hello.
Ada doktor. Tak ada.
Ada?
Tapi suara doktor sekat-sekat lah.
Tak ada. Okay, so proceed
Tapi
Suara saya
suara
dengar tak?
sekat-sekat doktor.
Oh, ya ke? Lapisan you all. Okay, lagi semula. Ni okay tak? Nanti I ada buat recording ni, nanti I masukkan dekat dalam e-learning. Okay, so let's look at this example 2. So when you do the exercise on the promissory note, so it is important for you to identify which one is the face value, which one is the maturity value, etc. So for this one, Okay, so this 2000 is your face value lah. So this, so your face value, okay, let's see this one first. The note described above is sold by Mrs. A on 2 October 2000 to a bank which prices note at 9.5% per annum simple discount rate. Okay, so this is the promissory note that Mrs. A get from the buyer. Okay, now Mrs. A don't have money, so Mrs. A want to sell this promissory note to a bank. So here, this in this written promissory note, so we have the face value here is 2000. So this is the principal. So this is the principal or the face value. Okay. And this 1 September 2000, okay, 1 September 2000 is the initial date of the promissory notes. Okay. And 60 days after date, okay, so 60 days after date is the maturity period lah. That means from 1 September until after 60 days of 1 September 2000, the note will be matured. Okay, I promise to pay to the order of Mrs. A $2,000 for value received with simple interest at 11% per annum. So that means after 60 days, Mrs. A will receive the money plus with the interest from the buyer. So that means here we have, okay, so here we have, okay, here we have 1 September 2000. Okay, here we have the face value is 2000 after 60 days. So after 60 days would be 31 October lah. So this 31 October, this one will be excluded. So the 31 days will be from 1 September to 30 October. So it will be 60 days. Okay, so here you will get the Mrs. A will get 2000 plus 1 plus your interest with times. Okay, so by 31 October, Mrs. A will receive 2000 times with the interest factor of the simple interest. Okay, class. Okay, and then in question A is how much money would Mrs. A receive for the note? So Mrs. A at 2 October, so around here at 2 October 2000, Mrs. A sell this promissory note to the bank. So how much money will Mrs. A receive at this 2 October? So this is the question A. So how to get the money at this A? So to get the money at this A, so first you need to find the accumulated value at 31 October. Okay. So first you need to find the accumulated value at 31 October. And then after you get this accumulated value, you will discount the money to here, to A. So here you will use the D 9.5% per annum. Okay, while this one, when you do the accumulation, this one you have to use the 11% per annum. Okay, so for accumulation, you need to use simple interest. For carrying back the money backward, you will need to use the discounting period, the discounting rate. Okay, class? Faham tak? So why you need to discount? Why you just don't do from here to here? Why you cannot do this one? Okay, because this is the money that the bank will receive. So the bank will receive this money with interest. Okay. However, Mrs. A will only receive the discounted money from this accumulation value. So it should be start with the accumulation value, not from the this face value. Understand class? Hello? Any question?
Tak ada doktor.
Tak ada Okay.
Doktor,
Ya?
nak reconfirm yang untuk hari bilangan hari tu bahagi 365 lah.
Betul.
Okay.
The numbers of days, it should be divided by 365 because now this one your interest is per annum.
Okay doktor, thank you.
Okay, welcome. So make sure lah you know how to calculate this number of days. So for example, this 1 September kan. So you have 1 September 2000 kan. You have to calculate lah the number of days. So this 1 September until 30 September. Okay, this one is included. So here you would have 30 days. Right. And then from 1 October to 31 October, this one is also included, but this one is excluded. That's why here you also have 30 days. Okay, but the date, it would be 31 October. So be careful on the number of days, okay? Okay, so you can try first for A, and then for B and C, okay, some of you might be confused with this one, the term realized. But actually what does this mean is that this rate of interest will the bank realize mean? This means, okay, this means the question want you to find the rate of interest that the bank will use for its investment. So basically it's all about just find the rate of interest. Okay, this one also. This one just find the rate of interest for that time of transaction. That means here, for example, for B, right, I want, wait, let me show you this one. Okay. Okay, let's look at B first. At B, okay. What rate of interest will the bank realize on investment if it holds the note till maturity? Okay, so what does this mean? Holds the note with maturity. Okay, what does this mean? So this means the bank will keep the note until it's mature at 31 October. So the bank will not sell the note to anyone. Okay, so that means here we have 1 September 2000 and then 2 October 2000 and we have 31 October 2000, right? Okay. So now, okay. So now the bank get the note at here. Okay, the bank get the note at here. And now the bank will hold your the promissory note until this time. So what is the rate of interest that the bank will be used for here? For this transaction. Okay, rate of interest, that means this one would be the value of R, not the discount rate. This one is for the rate of interest. Okay, so this one is for B. So I will just show you the general time period. Later you can try. Okay, for C, what rate of interest will Mrs. A realize on her investment? When she sells the note on 2 October 2000. Okay, so here now, okay. So here now, Mrs. A Okay, so here, so this is the transaction, the time transaction of Mrs. A. This is for bank and this is for Mrs. A. So what is the rate of interest for Mrs. A? So basically, the tips for doing this one is you need to find the profit for the bank and also for the Mrs. A. And from the profit, or we could say it's from the interest, so you can find the rate of interest for this B and C. Okay, so you can use this formula lah, R is equal to I divided by PT. So you need to find the I. So what is the I for this? Okay, and what is the P for this? So this would be the tips for you to do this question B and C. Okay. Okay, so you try first doing this question, and then later if you still did not get the answer, so for B you should get this answer. So for B your answer should be like this. Wait, so for A your answer would be P is equal to 2020.79. For B your R is 9.57% per annum. And for C, your R is 12.24% per annum. Okay, class? Any questions more for this one? If not, we will proceed to compound interest. No, eh? Okay. You need to talk, you need to open your mic if you want to ask question, because I don't know how to check the chat box using this iPad. Any question?
Okay.
No, eh? Okay, no, then now let's proceed to the compound interest. Kejap nak mengajar kelas sekejap. Tak apa, okay, kat sini pun okay. Okay, so if there is no question, now let's proceed to the compound interest. Sekejap Okay, sekejap Okay, can you see this compound interest note?
Boleh Doktor, boleh.
Okay, so now we will go into the topic of compound interest. So what is the difference between simple and compound interest? Okay, so now let's see the difference. Okay, so interest, it can be either simple or compounded. Normally, bank would be prefer to use compound instead of simple, because when you use the compound interest, the interest that you gain, you will gain more interest as compared to simple, because it is compounded. The interest is charged on interest. So we will see the example later. Okay, so let's do some recall of what is simple interest. Okay, so the simple interest, the interest is, okay, so this is I is equal to PRT, right? Principal times rate times time period. So here, the interest, for example, you have the interest is 10%. Okay, and you have the present, first year and the second year. Okay, now the interest is charged on the original principal for every period. So that means for every period, the interest that you will earn is only 100. So it's the same for all of a period, from initial period until at the end of the period. Every period your interest would be the same, 10% times with the original principal. You see here, interest computed on the original investment. However, for compound interest, okay, for compound interest, your interest will be charged at the reinvested amount. Sekejap kat sini bunyi macam berdengung sikit kan? Bilik ni bunyinya macam berdengung.
Betul lah betul.
Okay. Mana ada kerusi kat depan tak weh? Kerusi yang ayah bawa kat depan ni. Okay, kejap Sini tak? Tak apa, tengok sini je. Okay, sorry kelas. Okay. So, so this one, your interest will be charged to the reinvestment amount. So, for example, here you have your principal is 1,000, right? And then this 10% will be charged to the 1,000, and then you will get the interest 100. Okay, after that, this one you have the new principal, which is 1,000 plus with the interest that you got here, you will get 1,100. Okay, but then during your second year, this rate of interest will be charged on here, this 1,100, not at the 1,000. So that means your rate of interest would be 110. Okay, and then you will get a new reinvestment period, which is 1,100 plus with this 110, and then you will get 1,210, right? And then for the next third year, this rate of interest, it will be charged on this new principal, which is 1,210, and then your new reinvestment period is 1,331. Okay, so you see here. Okay, so now you see here this interest rate, this amount of interest, it is increasing over the year. So that's why most of the bank prefer compound interest as compared to simple interest, because we will gain more interest for this. Okay, another example for this compound interest is when you're doing the investment on ASB. You know, right, ASB? So ASB, for example, you go to the bank and you say you want to make an investment for about 10,000 ringgit. Okay, so you want to make it, for example, 100,000 ringgit. Okay, so normally every year the bank will give you the dividend rate, or in here we learn about interest, right? Okay, here it's also the same with the dividend rate lah. So at the end of the year you will get the dividend rate. For example, this year dividend rate, if I'm not mistaken, is about 4% lah, 4 to 5%. For example, like if we say 4% dividend rate. Okay, so at the end of the first year, you will get 1,000 times with the dividend rate, right? And therefore, maybe you will earn something like this lah, 1,000, and therefore your money at the next year will be increasing lah, 1,000 plus 100,000 times 4%. So the money that you have at the bank will increases with this amount. After that, during your second year, so the good thing about ASB is that during your second year, okay, during your second year, for example, your dividend rate is still 4%. This 4% dividend rate will be charged to this new reinvestment. So the bank will take this money to make a new investment. So this what we call as reinvestment amount lah. Okay, so this 4% will be charged to the reinvestment amount, and therefore your interest will be increases as compared to this previous one. So this one is actually the same application with the compound interest. So that's why people they prefer to make investment at ASB because of this compound interest that they will gain. And then apa lagi? What's more? Okay, so the future value is the sum of original investment and the compound interest lah. Okay, same with the simple interest, but here the interest is larger. Okay, and the time period between two successive interest rate calculation is called as the interest period. Okay, we will show about this later. So let's see to the next slide. Okay, calculate the compound interest earned and the future value if 1,000 is invested for 3 years at 8% per annum compound interest. Okay, so here, so first we make the time diagram. So find the compound interest, right? That means find the value of interest lah, the amount of interest and the future value. So this one, 1,000 is invested. So that means 1,000 should be at the present time for 3 years. Okay, at 8% per annum compound interest. So your I would be 0.08. Okay, so first we have 1, 2, 3. Try this one. How to calculate the compound interest if you use the time diagram. So this one I still not show you the formula. So anyone want to volunteer doing this example one? Okay tak everyone?
Okay, doktor.
Apa? Okay. Tak apa.
Doktor,
Ya?
yang 0.08 tu I ke R?
0.08 tu adalah I. Nanti saya tunjuk you formula yang baru.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yalah kakak bawa kat atas. Okay. Okay, so here try this one. Okay. Okay, so here you can do 1,000 times 0.08, right? Okay, so here would be your interest, and then your principal here would be 1,000 plus berapa? 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then here you times 1,080 times with 0.08, right? Okay, try eh. But this one actually I've already shown you how to do this. Okay. So here we have okay. So here for example you ada 0, 1, 2, 3 So here you have 1,000. So this one first you times with 8%, then here you will get 1080, like this one. And then 1080 you times with 8% also, you will get 86.40 your compound interest, right? And then here your principal would be 1166.40. Okay, and then you charge here with 8% interest. You got 93.31 your compound interest, and then here you will get 1259.79. Okay, so this would be your value lah. Okay, so from this one, you will get this formula. So here would be the accumulation value lah. Your accumulation value of your compound interest. So the principal times with 1 plus I to the power of n. Okay, so this is the formula that you would use. And since this is the compound interest, therefore the rate of interest for this one would be I. Okay, so for simple interest, your rate of interest would be R. For discount, it would be D. And for compound interest, it would be I. Okay? Understand tak kelas? Okay, but this one, the question want you to find the compound interest. So that means you need to plus this one lah. 80 plus 86.40 plus 93.31. Or you can also do S minus P for finding your compound interest. Okay, because the question asks you calculate the compound interest, not the accumulated values. Okay, any questions for this one?
Faham.
Faham Okay, so this one is also taken from this one lah. This one is from this one. Okay, this one is PI. Okay. This one is PI. This one is P plus PI, which is also equal to P1 plus I. Okay, and then here you times 1080 times 0.08, right? That's why here you take from this one and then you times with the interest rate. And here you will get P1 plus I to the power of squared, and this one 1 plus I to the power of Q. So that's how you got this formula. Okay, now let's look at example 2. Okay. So for example 2, calculate the future value of 100 at 12% per annum compounded quarterly interest in 5 years. Okay, this one I will give you 3 minutes to do this example 2. Okay, and then if anyone of you would like to volunteer, you can open your mic lah. I will give you bonus mark for this example 2. Okay, so I will give you 3 minutes until 11:40. Try this one. Sekejap macam mana I nak tengok kalau ada chat. Oh. Ni Laila ada cakap ke? Doktor suara tak jelas lah, kesian. Ni dah jelas suara saya? Okay.
Jelas.
Okay. Okay, so for this example 2, we have calculate the future value of 100. So that means 100 is the principal, compounded interest in 5 years. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 0.112% per annum. Okay, so this compounded quarterly means, the interest is compounded for every year. It is compounded means like collected. That means it's like accumulated. That means in that 1 year, the interest is compounded 4 times. Okay, so that means for every year it will be compounded 4 times. Mana nak patah balik? This one. Okay, so that means here you would have every year it will be compounded 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So what will happen to the R and what will happen to your time period? This one is not R, This one is your rate. What is this rate? Will you still use the same interest or different? Okay, anyone want to try? Who want to try? Salah pun tak apa. If you got wrong answer pun, I still give you bonus mark. As long as you would like to try. Anyone? No? Lokman? Lokman want to try?
Sekejap Doktor.
Chongfu? Behua ke? Safia? Suhada? Apa lagi? Mira?
Doktor, dia setiap yang kuarter tu kan, dia kata kan setiap tahun dia bagi 4 kan. Jadi setiap yang dia bagi tu 12% lah.
Macam mana?
Kan satu tahun tu dia kata bagi 4 dan quarterly tu kan. So dia punya persen tu dia kira untuk setiap 4 bahagian tu 12% ke berapa persen?
Macam mana tu? You tengok dekat your friend Iteng share with us her answer. Okay.
Doktor,
Yes. What Iteng did is correct. Yes, Shuadai.
saya ada soalan.
Yes. What question is that?
Kalau yang untuk yang ni, kita kena guna yang latest formula tu lah, yang P1 plus I tu kan? Ke?
Yes, we are going to use the latest formula. However, your time and your interest would be different.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's see your friend answer. Ethan, can you explain your answer this one?
So, apa yang saya buat ialah saya kira yang quarterly punya compound interest, quarterly punya interest first, and then I found that 5 years need to take total out for 5 years will be how many quarter? 5 years should be 20 quarter, and then I use the formula to find out the final answer.
Okay, correct. Okay, thank you, Ethan.
Gitu.
Okay, class. So what Ethan did is correct. So now, since your interest is in terms of year, so you have to divide your interest divide by 4 lah, because you only want this. Sekejap You only want your interest to be quarterly. So here your interest is 0.12, 0.12, 0.12. However, your interest now, it is quarterly. So you have to divide by 4 and then you will get here 0.03, 0.03 like that. Okay? So that's why you have to divide by 4 lah. And this one, okay, actually I haven't teach you about this. Actually, this 12% is called as nominal interest rate. Okay, so it is denoted as JM. Okay, nominal interest rate means this interest rate is compounded. Something like that. It is compounded. So that's why it is called as nominal rate. Okay, and is denoted by JM. And then here your interest rate. So the final interest that you are going to use is denoted by I. Okay, and to get the value of I, so you have to get JM divided by M. Sekejap sorry, bising pula. Sekejap, saya cakap dengan family saya telefon sikit. Okay, sorry class. Okay, so here this M is this one, the quarterly. Okay, so that means 0.12 would be divided by 4. So you will get 0.03. Okay, and then after that, okay, after that, now find the value of N. So your this one is S equal to P1 plus I to the power of N, right? So this N is the number of period that you use compound interest. So if you notice this one, every year we have 4 times compounded. So that means here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So now we have a total of 20 lah. So until here we have 20. Because every year we have 4, right? So that means 5 times 4, we would have 20. Okay, so that means for A, we would have S is equal to, your P is 100, right? 1 plus, now your I is 0.03 to the power of 20. Okay, and then you will get the same answer with itu. Okay, and then you will get the same answer with itu. Okay, clear everyone? Or you can also do like this, 100, 1 plus 0.12 divided by 4, 5 times 4. You can also do like this, it's the same lah. Okay, and then try for the 25 years. Okay, any more questions? No? No? Let's proceed to the next one. Okay, this is what actually I want to teach you related to the previous slide. It's the same. Okay, so sometimes normally we learn that the interest period is for annually. for compound interest. Okay, but actually it can also compounded half yearly or payable quarterly. Okay, this one. Wait, let me show you this one. Where is it? Mana benda tu? Sekejap, alamak tak ada. Kan ni. Yang ni kot. Okay. So, okay. So we have compounding term and we have the frequency. Okay, so your rate it can be compounded annually. So annually means 1 lah. Okay, it can be also compounded semi-annually or half yearly. This one is divided by 2 lah. Okay, that means for 1 year, you have 2 times of compounding. Okay, if quarterly, you have 4. Okay, and then we also have monthly. So if you have monthly, that means 12. Or sometimes every, for example, 2 months. So every 2 months mean, for example, we have 1 year, right? Every 2 months mean 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that means we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means we have 6 times of compounded. And then every 3 months, so every 3 months it would be 4 lah. Every 4 months it would be 3. And every 6 months it would be 2. Okay, every 6 months it would be 2 because 0, 6 and 12. So 1 and 2. Okay, and this compound interest, it is expressed as nominal rates, which is denoted by JM. Okay, like this one. So JM, and this one is the final interest that we are going to use. And to get this value of I, the JM will be divided by the frequency of your compounding. Okay. And also we have the principal amount, we have the future or the accumulated amount. Okay, here for simple interest, we use T, right? However, for compound interest, we use N. Okay, and this one is the numbers for the compounding. Okay. Okay, you can try this one. Example 3. This one is semi-annually. That means 2 times. This one find compound interest, not the future value. So please be careful. So how to do this example 3? Who wants to volunteer? Okay, anyone want to volunteer? No. Tengok siapa ada kat sini nama. Munira Cik Azaz. Do you want to try, Mundira? Siu Wan Xuan, do you want to try? Or Zainab, are you here?
Yes, doctor.
Do you try this question?
I will try. Okay.
Okay. You can send your answer to the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay, Zainab. Okay, Zainab, do you want to explain your answer for this? Hello, Zainab.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, how did you do this?
Because it's simple, I divided I over 2, and because after 2 years it will be 4 by 2.
Okay, so your rate of interest you divided by 2, so it's
Yes.
correct. However, your time, why you times 4 times with 2?
Because it's 2 years, right?
Okay, but the time now given is 2 years, right? So it's 2 years, okay? So now you have 0, 1, and 2 years, right? And this one is compounded semi-annually. That means in 1 year you have 2 times compounding, right?
Yes.
So actually what is the number of period that you should have here? Okay, this one is correct, but at this one, your end. What is the value of your end actually? Anyone want to help Zainab? Yeah, Zainab.
It's 8 for n, because every year is semi, right? I will divide it by 2.
You said it should be 8?
Yes.
Okay. Why is 8? How you got the number 4? You said the n should be 4 times 2, right? So this number 4, where you got this number 4?
Yes, sorry, it should be 2 by 2.
2
It should be what?
2,
2.
not 4, yes.
So that means your n would be
4.
4. Okay. Now it's correct. Okay. So your n, it should be 4 lah, because here you have 1 year, you have 2 compounded, right? So that means this one 1 and 2. So for the first year you have 2. However, for second year you will have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's why your n, it should be 4. Okay, so your n would be 2 times 2 is equal to 4, because you have 2 years and you have compounded semi-annually, so you have times with the 2. And then you will get what answer? What answer do you?
1215.1.
Okay, 1215. Okay, 0.51. Okay, however, is this the final answer?
Tak, dia tolak pula.
Tolak berapa?
Tak 1000.
Tolak 100,000. compound interest So tolak 100,000. So you will get 215.51. So this would be your final answer. Okay, be careful while doing this example. So I hope that okay. Later please try do this example 4. This example 4 also you need to be careful when doing this example 4. Okay, so I will give you the answer. So A, you should get 1129.62. And for B, you should get 146.42. Okay, this one you should get 129.62. Okay, so please try do this example 4 later. Hope you got the same answer like this. Okay, if you don't get the answer, don't hesitate to ask me in WhatsApp group. Okay, any more questions on compound? No. So if there is no question, now let's look at 5. Okay, now we will take a look at the equivalent rates and present value at compound interest. So now let's look here. Okay, so for this equivalent rate, so what does this equivalent rates mean? So this means, okay, so this means for any value of j and any value of I, okay, you will get the same present value. For example, like this one, okay. So the equivalent rates means the rate which will produce the same amount of interest per year. Okay, okay, let me explain to you by drawing. Okay. For example, we have from time 0 to time 1. Okay, and here we have the annual rate J, for example. And your principal is equal to RM 1 ringgit. Okay, so here your interest would be 1 times J, right? For example, if we have 100 here, 1000 lah, and then we have the J is, for example, 0.1%, 10%, so 0.1. And so here your interest would be 1000 times 0.1, right? So it's the same with P times J. So here now your P is 1 ringgit and your J is unknown. So here you will get J lah, your interest would be equal to J. Okay. And therefore, the value of your S would be equal to 1 plus J lah. Because, okay, 1 plus J. Because this one is P plus I, right? Now your P is 1, your J is I. So that's why it's, your I is J. So that's why you would have 1 plus J for this one. Okay. And another one is that, for example, we have this one, the effective interest rate. Okay, we have the effective interest rate. So you see now it's at the same period and your P is also RM1, 1 ringgit. And here your I is this one. Now your I is the effective interest rate lah. Okay, and therefore this one your I would be RM1 ringgit times with I. So you would have I for your I, and therefore your S would be this one, 1 plus I to the power of M. Why it should be 1 plus I to the power of M? Because if you remember, S is equal to 1 plus I, right? Times, then this one. P 1 plus I to the power of N, right? So now, since we have I is equal to, okay, wait, since we have I is equal to JM divided by M, so your N should be times with M as well. Okay, it should be 1 since this is your time is 1. So you should times with M. So that's why here now your P is 1. So your P is 1. 1 plus I, okay, 1 times M. So you would get 1 plus I to the power of M. Okay, so the equivalent rates means, okay, this equivalent rates means this 1, okay, this 1 plus J is equal to 1 plus I to the power of M. Okay, so this is what the equivalent rates mean. Okay, so because this one, when you got the 1 plus J, okay, you will get the same as. This 1 plus I to the power of M, you will get the same S also. So that means the S for both of these are equal. And therefore, that's why 1 plus J is equal to 1 plus I to the power of M. Okay, so this is what we call as the equivalent rates. Okay, so if you want to find the value of J, you just have to bring the 1 to this side. But normally, since normally if we are doing the actuarial exam, we have to remember the formula. So to make it easy, it's better for you to remember this. So 1 plus J is equal to 1 plus I to the power of M. Okay, it's easier for you to understand if you use this formula. So now using this formula, you can determine the value of J. Okay, you can use this formula to determine the value of J or to determine the value of I, or you can also use this formula to determine the value of JM. Okay, first let's look at this example 1. Find the effective interest rate J corresponding to J2 is equal to 10%. So now they want you to find the value of effective interest rate J. So here, let's see this one. So we have 1 plus J is equal to 1 plus I to the power of M. Correct? Okay. So now they want you to find this value of J. So how to find this value of J? So here we have J2 is equal to 10%, right? So that means 1 plus J is equal to 1 plus, remember this I is Jm divided by M to the power of M. So okay class, why is this J is also called as the effective interest rate? Okay, this effective interest rate means this one is the interest rate that is not compounded. So that's why it is called as the effective interest rate. So this J is also called as effective interest rate. Okay, this I also called as the effective interest rate as well. Only this J2 with this one notation, small notation, is called as the nominal rate. Okay, and then we have 1 plus, now your JM is 0.1, right? Okay, these two means compounded semi-annually lah. So you have to divide. Okay, so you see here this M is the same. So since your M is 2, so this one it should be 2. Okay, and this one to the power of 2. Okay, and then you will get this one lah, 0.1 divided by 2 to the power of 2 plus and minus 1. And you will get the value of J. Okay? Okay, try to insert the value of J and I into the equation, you will get the same value for both sides. Okay, class? Simple this one, example 1. Any questions on this equivalent rates? No. No question, Okay. Okay, no question. How about this example 2? Find the rate J4 equivalent to J12. How about this one? Okay, I give you 2 minutes to try do this example 2A. Okay, this one, wait, this one, it should be like this. Wait. This one, forgot about this. Okay, since this one is I is equal to JM divided by M, right? So your I should be something like this. For example, if quarterly, it should be like this. Okay, so your I should be like this lah. Okay, but it's at the same period. Okay, so what about this one? So you have, for example, J4, one, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have J4, and the other one you have 12. 0, 1, 12. 1, 2, 3, dot, dot, dot. You have 12 times. How to do this? Anyone want to try? Tengok nama Vanessa. Vanessa. Do you want to try, Vanessa? Hello? Or ni Daing Muhammad Shukri, do you want to try?
Apa doktor?
Nak try tak this one? Example 2A.
Saya tak lagi.
Tak buat lagi? Buat sekarang.
Saya tengah try.
Tengah apa?
Tengah buat.
Okay, try buat dulu. Okay, you try this first. Anyone want to volunteer? Just post your answer to this WhatsApp group lah. Okay. Okay, Zainab want to volunteer Okay, so let's see what your friend did. Okay, correct Kak Zainab, what you did is correct. So, you should get, okay, so the answer would be J4 is equal to 0.1212 or 12.12%. So this should be your answer. Okay, so how to do this? So it's the same like this. So now they want you to find J4, right? So 1 plus J4 divided by 4 to the power of 4, okay, is equal to 1 plus 0.12 divided by 12 to the power of 12. Okay, and here you will get J4 divided by 4. Here you will get 0. 0.01 to the power of 12 divided by 4, you will get 3. Right. Okay, and then you solve lah, and then later at the end, later you solve for J4, you will get 12.12%. Okay, so this should be how you do the example 2. Okay. Okay, so try do this example, other example as well. Example 2 and example 3. Okay, let's try look at example 3. This example 3 is important. What simple interest rate per annum is equivalent to J2 is equal to 9% if money is invested for 3 years? So you notice here, this one is simple interest rate, class? So this one is simple interest rate per annum. So that means here, okay, they want you to find the value of R, not the value of I. So how to find this? How to find the value of R given the nominal rates of 9%? Okay, so here we have 3 years, right? 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's assume that your principal is RM1 ringgit then. Okay, now your money is invested for 3 years. So for simple interest, okay, what is the value of your simple interest? Okay, and the value of your compound interest, what is the value of your compound interest? Then you can equate these both equations together. Okay, so this is for simple interest. And this is for compound interest. Okay, try this one. I give you 5 minutes for this example 3. 5 minutes, 3 minutes lah, 3 minutes only. Okay, this one they want you to find the rate, so that's why you need to find the R. Okay, be careful this is for the rate, not for the simple interest amount. So what is the value for R lah?
Zombie Apocalypse.
Macam mana nak nampak more? Okay, got the answer? So you should get R is equal to 10.08% per annum. Did you got the same answer? Hello, hello?
Ya, Doktor.
Okay.
Doktor boleh ajar macam mana buat?
Which one? This one?
Betul.
Behwa tak faham yang mana, Behwa? Which one you don't understand? Have
Doktor,
you got
doktor.
Have you tried how to find the accumulated value for simple interest?
Actually, use the formula for the.
Okay, now let's do this together, Behwa. Okay, first find the simple interest accumulated value, right? Okay, so how to find the simple interest accumulated value? Behwa?
Yes, doctor.
Let's do this together. So how to find the accumulated value for simple interest? So S equal to
P times
1.
1 plus JM
Okay, RT,
over
right?
N. Oh, okay.
So this one first we do the simple interest. Okay. For this number 1. Okay, so what is the value of P? So now we
1.
assume the value of P is 1. Okay, 1. So 1 plus, now your R we didn't know, right? It's unknown,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How about P?
3.
3, okay. So since this one is per annum, so and this 3 is also in years, so it will just be 3 lah. Okay. So this is for 1. How about for 2? So for 2, how to find the accumulated value of compound interest?
S equal to P bracket 1 plus JM over M power M.
Okay, to the power of M, So N lah, this one N lah. Okay, so now this one is 1, right? 1. Okay, and then 1 plus your JM is what? 0.09. What about your M? What is your M?
Okay. M 2 kan?
Yes, 2 because this one is 2, right?
Yeah, plus 2 bracket M times N kena.
This one N, and this one is actually the number of years times M.
So 6 lah.
6. So 3 times 2, right? So it would be apa? 1.045 to the power of 6, right? So now you have the same as, correct?
Okay, wait.
So now you can equate lah. Equate the first one equal to the second one. So 1 is equal to 2. So 1 plus 3R is equal to 1.045 to the power of 6.
Okay.
Got, Beh Hua?
Dapat.
Ah. Dapat Okay, good. Okay, so clear everyone? If it's clear, then you can try lah this exercise later. So we have another two. Wait, let me see our course information. Okay, I think we can finish all of this today so that tomorrow we don't have to make class. We just have to do quiz for tomorrow. Okay, let's see then. Another one. This one present value. The process is also the same like the simple interest, but now the formula is already changed, right? So now your formula is this one. This one. So now to get the present value or the value of P, so you just have to bring this 1 plus I to the power of n to the side of the accumulated value. So this would be the formula of your present value of compound rates. Okay. Let's see. Oh, almost done. Okay, let's do this example 4. Okay, I will give you more exercise before we enter NMT, hopefully. Here in the slide, there's not much exercise, right? Don't worry, I will give you more later before your, perhaps before next Sunday. Okay, let's look at this example 4. Find the present value of 1,000 due in 10 years. So I will show you how to do this 10 years. With the nominal rates given is 12%. So, okay, remember this one is your future value. Sometimes student will confuse which one is for present value, which one is for future value. For example, if you forget that this 1,002 is for future value, you try to find another keywords like this one. They want you to find the present value. So that means this 100,000 it should be for the present value. Okay, so we have 0, 1, 2 until 10 years. Okay, this one is 100,000 is your future value. So now what is your present value? Okay, so the formula of this one, compound interest, remember, to the power of n. And therefore, to find P, you just have to divide S divided by 1 plus I to the power of n. Okay, and here your S is 100,000 divided by 1 plus, since this one you are given the nominal rates, therefore this one JM divided by M lah. Okay, therefore it would be 100,000 divided by 0.12 divided by, okay, so here your M would be equal to 12, okay, because this one M. So this one, your M would be equal to 12. And since your N is equal, your years is 10, so 10 times with your N is 12. 12. Okay, so this should be your answers lah. Okay, and then calculate. Calculate, okay, what is the value that you will get here? Let me see. I don't have the answer. Okay, so at the end, you will get 30,000 to 99.48. So this would be your answer for A. For B, your answer is 5,053.45. Okay, so this is for example 4. Easy, right? Very simple. I think simple interest and compound interest is still okay. Maybe on the annuity part lah, you will start to get confused a little bit.
Doktor, kejap example 4 jawapan dia apa
This one, I already gave you.
Kejap.
Ah,
Okay, thank you doktor.
okay, welcome. Okay, so try do this example 5 as well. Okay, and try do this exercise. Try do this example 5 lah. We still have a lot of time. We almost finished. I give you 5 minutes to do this example 5. So we have 12:29, right? Try do this until 12:34. Okay, anyone want to try this example 5? Okay, other than Zainab, because Zainab already 2 times share the answer already. Other than Zainab, who want to share? Anis, speaker dah dapat daripada mana? Okay, got the answer already. Who want to try? If you prefer which one? You prefer 18,000 cash now or later? How much money that you save if you choose the options?
Doktor nak tanya soalan.
Ya, apa dia?
Doktor, maksudnya sekarang kita kena kena buat itu P sama dengan 18,000 dengan 10,000 ah.
You kena cari equivalent value. You kena bring all the payments tu at the same date yang 18,000 cash tu. Now you have 2 options, right? Okay, let's see here. Now you have 2 options. Okay, the first option, you buy goods today. So that means if you choose the first option, okay, your money will be burned 18,000. There is no interest added to the 18,000 because you pay today, right? However, the second one, okay, The second one is you pay 10,000 now, you pay 5,000 in 1 year, and you pay another 5,000 in 2 years. So how you can compare this total amount of number 2 with this total amount of 1? So to compare the second one and the first one, so you have to bring this 5,000 all to the present value because this 18,000 is at the present value. So that's why you have to bring the 5,000 at the first and the second year to the present value, and you have to plus lah all of them together. 10,000 plus the present value of 5,000 plus the present value of the 5,000 at the second year. Understand tak, Behua? So this one is almost the same with the equation of values that we have learned before in the simple interest. Behua?
Okay, doktor, saya faham sedikit.
Okay, try first Others, do you still confused how to do this? Okay, so this at time now. So this one, the time would be equal to 0 also. Okay, who wants to try this example 5? Have you got the answer?
Doktor,
Yes?
saya confused. Kan nanti kita kena bring backward kan value tu kan. Maksudnya kita kena consider yang formula yang sama present value tu lah yang
Betul?
awal-awal tu.
Yes.
Okay, thank you doktor.
Why you confused that should you use the present values for simple interest? Did you confuse with that?
Yes.
No. Okay, so you have to be careful because now this one, okay, if you notice this one, your interest rate now is nominal rate. So this rate is only for compound interest.
Okay doktor.
So that's why for the second one, you should use the present value for compound interest, not simple interest. Okay.
Okay. Thank you
This
doktor.
one, welcome, is the nominal rates, means the rates that is compounded. So the rate is compounded. Compounded means for compound interest lah. Okay. Who still confused? Just ask me question. Okay. Behua, have you got the answer, Behua?
Yes, doctor.
So what's your answer?
My answer,
Which option you would choose?
I choose the number 2.
Okay, why?
Less than the 18000.
18000. Not 96.34.
Huh?
96.34, the difference, right?
Doctor, wait, because I did something wrong. Wait.
Okay. So it's correct, option 2. But why is option 2? The difference, it should be 96.34.
Doktor one thing ada hantar kat group.
Okay.
Jawapan dia sama.
Sekejap Okay, one thing also share. Okay. Correct. This one thing, what one thing did. Okay. So you see here, 10,000. This 10,000, there is no compound interest for 10,000 because it's at the present time. So your time would be 0. So wait, so your present value would be s divided by 1 plus I to the power of n, right? So this n would be 0. So that's why it would be P is equal to S. So here 10,000 lah. Okay. So your S, because 10,000 divided by 1 plus I to the power of 0, right? So 10,000 divided by 1, so 10,000. Okay, so this one if you want to use formula, but basically since this one is at time 0, so that's why it's only 10,000. Okay, and then, okay, this 5,000, you bring it backward. So you have to find present value of compound interest. Okay, so correct 0.16 divided by 12 because you have the m is the 12 here. And don't forget 1 times with 12, correct? Okay, this one also correct. Okay. So option 2 is better because 17,000, because option 2 is lower than 18,000. Okay, so the difference would be So the difference would be 93.34 ringgit. Okay. So correct, one thing. Okay, Behwa, did you understand now? Shuhada, okay.
Okay, doctor.
Okay, good.
Okay, doktor.
Okay, the last one for this week. So we already cover for this week class. Where is it? Share. Open. Import as new documents. Okay. This one only, okay, ambil example one. Okay, later I will give you more example on this fractional time. So basically it's the same, the only difference is on your time lah. Where is it? Let me check again. This week is, okay, for a fractional. So this week already done.
Doctor, next week got holiday, the first day of Ramadan.
Oh, is it? Ramadan on when?
13, that's next week.
Oh, yes, but our class is not on Sunday, right? Our class is on 11. So I don't think we have holiday. Okay, maybe on 13 lah, 13 April gonna have holiday. So class on 30 April don't have class lah, I think. Okay. Okay, now let's look into the compound interest, the future value or the present value for a fractional time period. Okay, so this is what we have learned before. Okay, I forgot to delete this one. Okay, so this one is the formula of the future and the present value for the compound interest. So previously we have learned that the number of your n is in terms of integer. Okay, now what if your n is in terms of fraction? Okay, so let's look at this example one. Find the future value and the present value of 1,500 for 60 months at J4 is equal to 18%. So how to find this? Okay, now here, okay, so first they want you to find the future value of 1,500. So that means this one we assume that 1,500 is your present value. So this one, your 1,500 is your present value. And here we have 60 months. Okay? And they want you to find the value of S. And your J4 is equal to 0.18. So how to find the value of S? Okay. So now your S is P1 plus I to the power of N, right? So now your P is equal to 1500. And then your I would be 0.18 divided by 4. Okay. And your N is, now what is your N? So you didn't know your N, times with 4 lah, times with M. Okay, so remember this nominal rates is per annum. Nominal rates is per annum. So let me show this one. This one, Okay, so please take note that the nominal interest rate is per annum. Per annum is, that means for a year. Per annum compounded, that means, okay, this JM 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This JM is for per year. So that means this one is JM. For every year, this one is for per year, but compounded quarterly. So that means if you want to find your I, so your JM divided by M lah, so you will get your I here. Okay. So that means your time, it should be in terms of year as well. So therefore, 16 divided by 12. Okay, so you would have, what is this? 4, 4 and 3. Betul tak?
Betul.
Kejap 60 months. Betul lah kan?
Betul.
Betul lah. Correct. Okay. So this one would be, your time would be 4/3 lah, because it's in terms of year. So this one would be 4/3. Okay, since your interest rate in terms of quarter, so 4/3 times 4 lah. And so 1500, 1 plus 0.18 divided by 4, 16 divided by 3. Okay, so you just have to calculate it like the normal we did before. So you will get 1896.90.
90.
Okay, so this would be your answer for 1. And then for second, they want you to find the PV of 1500. So that means this 1500 would be your S lah. Okay, for 60 months. So how to bring this 1500 to backward? So use the formula of P is equal to S divided by 1 plus I to the power of. And that's all for fractional time periods. Very simple, right? Okay, any questions for this? No. So
Bagi jawapan.
this one is 1186.14 42. Okay. So if there is no question, I think that's all for today. So tomorrow we don't have class because we have already finished syllabus for this week, but we have quiz. So I will give you the quiz. The quiz will be in the form of Google Form. Or maybe I use e-learning. Later I will update to you lah, maybe tomorrow morning. So your quiz will be from 12, no, our class from, okay. So your quiz will be from 11:30 to 11:50. Okay, maybe in the e-learning, I will update to you later. So please be prepared for tomorrow. And the topic covered will be until compound interest lah, until what we have learned today. Okay, So please be prepared for tomorrow so we don't have class. So you can study lah of what we have learned from 11 to 11:20. If you have any question, just ask me in WhatsApp group. I will respond to you.
Doktor,
Yes.
yang tadi ini kan, yang kita sekarang nak cari P kan, lepas tu S itu sama dengan yang jawapan 1896.90 kan. Lepas tu 1896.90 bahagi dengan 1 plus I, itu I kita kena guna balik yang 0.18/4 ke?
Yes. But this one your S ni bukannya your S you don't take the S of 1896.90 no. So now your S is changing. Now is 1500.
Oh.
Because now the question asks you the present value of 1500. That's why here I wrote this answer again, this statement again, PV of 1500. So that means this one should be your S now.
Okay.
Okay, so see you tomorrow. Be prepared in WhatsApp group around 11:20. We have quiz,
Doktor,
Yes.
daripada awal sampai compound interest.
Sampai compound interest.
Berapa soalan doktor?
Alamak, saya tak buat lagi soalan. Tapi saya rasa maybe
20 minit. Sikit je lah doktor.
sikit je lah. Dalam maybe objective question.
Objektif. Okay.
Objective question.
Jangan susah doktor.
Saya kena buat susah nak tengok macam mana. Faham tak?
Okay doktor.
Tadi.
Video hari ni doktor boleh masukkan sebelum quizzes.
Itulah sebenarnya sebab saya guna Webex. iPad ni saya tak sure macam mana nak masukkan. Nanti saya try. Sebab saya pilih rosak. Saya try. Okay. I think that's all for today. Okay, thank you everyone. Don't forget your QR code. Wait.
Doktor attendance.
This one. Can you see this QR code?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So if you have question, just ask me lah. If you want to ask me at night, pun okay. Okay, that's all. Thank you everyone. Bye.
Thank you, doktor.
Okay, thank you.
Doktor.
Thank you.
Thank you, doktor.
Okay.